What's up, guys? Welcome back to All Wings Everything. Yes, you are back in my kitchen with your boy Spinelli, aka the Wing King. And let's go ahead and settle it, the Prince of Lemon Pepper Wings. Now, in today's video, I'm gonna show you why I call myself the Prince of Lemon Pepper Wings. I'm gonna show you guys how to make lemon pepper wet chicken tenders. Yes, we're not gonna do the wings, we're gonna do the chicken tenders. And man, you guys are gonna love it. So I hope you're in your kitchen. I'm already in mine, so let's go. All right, so here are the ingredients we're gonna use for today's recipe. Let me tell you what we have. So I'm gonna start out right here in the back with the elephant in the room, which really is a big elephant in the room with this big old thing of lemon pepper seasoning. Now, if you're not following me on Instagram, I'll tell you the story as to why I had to get this big thing of lemon pepper seasoning. We're gonna use some milk, some salt, some white flour, honey. Right here, this says lemon pepper seasoning, but it's not, it's different from this. It's more of a sprinkle on afterwards, after everything is cooked and ready to go. So we're gonna use this, baking powder. We're gonna use chicken breast, 2 eggs, butter, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, and some Frank's Red Hot sauces. So these are the ingredients, guys, so let's go ahead and move on. All right, so here are the ingredients we're gonna use for today's recipe. Let me tell you what I have right here. I have 2 eggs here. I have 1 cup of white flour. I have 1/4 of a cup of milk. I have 2 to 3 pounds of boneless chicken breast. I have the juice of 2 lemons. I have the zest of 2 lemons. Right here, I have a tablespoon of hot sauce, a teaspoon of honey, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I have a tablespoon of lemon pepper seasoning, and I have 3 tablespoons of lemon pepper seasoning also. Right here, I have 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 teaspoons of onion powder, and 2 teaspoons of paprika. So these are the ingredients, guys, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is prepare our egg wash. So we're gonna take our milk, and we're just gonna dump it into our bowl with our egg wash, our hot sauce. And the hot sauce is optional. If you don't wanna use hot sauce, that's fine. And I'm gonna use half of the lemon. I'm not gonna use all of it. I wanna save some of it for the sauce, the lemon pepper wet. So I put half of it in there. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna give that a good mix like this. All right, this is what we have. And so we're gonna sit this aside and I'll be right back. All right, so what we're gonna do now is prepare our flour mixture. So what we're gonna do is just add our flour here in a bowl along with our baking powder. Now guys, you can also add cornstarch if you want to, but I didn't have any cornstarch, so I didn't use it, so I used some baking powder instead. But you can use cornstarch and baking powder. What I would do if you want to add some cornstarch to it, use about 3/4 cups of flour and then use 1/4 of a cup of cornstarch. And now what we're gonna do is gonna add our lemon pepper seasoning. Now guys, I added 3 tablespoons. If you want to do 2 tablespoons, but you know me, I'm the Prince of Lemon Pepper, so I love my lemon pepper flavor. Right here, we're gonna add the rest of our dry ingredients, which is our salt, our paprika, our onion powder, and our garlic powder. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some of that lemon zest. I just wanna add some of it, and I'm gonna add it also on this flour like that, just a little bit. Save the rest of it for our wet sauce. All right, and what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna give it a good mix like this. All right, so we're gonna sit that aside and I'll be right back. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna start preparing our chicken tenders. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take a couple of our chicken tenders. We're just gonna add them here to our egg wash. Yeah, I'll use about 4 at a time. And what we'll do is I'll get these bad babies. We're gonna get them all coated in this wash like that. And of course you wanna shake out as much as possible like that. Add it to the egg wash. Add it to the flour, and you want to start coating these with the flour like this. And once you get them all coated like you want to take them, sit them over on a rack. And I like to let them rest on a rack for about, I like to let them rest here for at least 15 to 20 minutes before I start cooking. I like that flour to set in. To me, it gives it that, it gives it a nice solid coating and some crisp to it. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up, guys, and I'll be right back. So let me show you what I'm doing now. I'm sitting it right here. I know you couldn't see it out of the shot. So I'm gonna sit that there and let me finish the rest of it and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so I've already battered all our chicken tenders. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna let this rest for about 7 more minutes. And while we're doing that, we're gonna go ahead and prepare our lemon pepper wet sauce. I like to do that in advance so when the chicken comes out of the fry, it's already hot and you pour that warm sauce over, oh my goodness, then you sprinkle more of that lemon pepper season. Oh man, that's why I'm the prince of lemon pepper, guys. All right, so let's go ahead and get this sauce going and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're going to add a stick of butter and we're gonna let that melt. I'm gonna go with a stick and a half, guys, instead of a stick. And while we're doing that, we're gonna add our lemon juice along with our lemon pepper seasoning. We're gonna add our lemon zest and we're gonna add a little honey. We really don't want this to boil. We just want it to come to a slight boil, but not really boiling. And we're just gonna give it a good mix while we continue to let that butter melt. All right, guys, I think we are there. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off. Take our lemon pepper seasoning, our lemon pepper wet sauce, and I'm gonna put it in this empty dish right. And we're gonna reserve this until our chicken tenders are done, all right? So let's get on those chicken tenders. All right, guys, so it looks like our oil is up to temperature. Let's go ahead and do a little test with some flour. And it looks like we're there. So I'm gonna go ahead and start dropping our tenders. I think this will work right now. Just those, what, about 6 of them in there. And we're gonna get those bad babies cooking. And I'm gonna let those cook for about 7 minutes, about 7 to 10 minutes, we'll see. Of course, we already know once it starts floating to the top, then you know your chicken is done. But you know, you never know, depending on how hot your oil is and also how many pieces of chicken you drop in your oil, because the more chicken you drop, or the more, you know, meat you drop in your oil, the cooler your oil gets. So we're gonna look at around about 7 minutes. All right, so I'm gonna flip these over. Even though they're pretty much deep fried, I'm just gonna flip them over to make sure that we get, you know, get them all cooked evenly on both sides. There we go. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and take these out of our fryer and sit them right here, man. Take a look at that right there. Look at that crisp on it. Look at that. Guys, take a look at that. Look at those chicken tenders there. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and bring this back up to temperature and I'm going to drop the rest of them and I will be right back. All right, guys, take a look at that right there. Oh yes. So what I wanna do now is I wanna take some of our sprinkle seasoning and I just like to sprinkle it over the top soon as it comes out. Yeah, shout out to one of my subscribers, Brandy Jones. She put me on this. This is like a Chicago thing right here. So she sent it to me. There's some good stuff too. You typically sprinkle it on your food after it's cooked. So, all right, so guys, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get these bad babies lathered up in some of that wet sauce and I'll be right back. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a couple of these pieces. I'm gonna stick them in this bowl. These babies are crunchy. Gonna get a few of them all lathered up. Sit this over here. And remember, we got our wet sauce here. I'm gonna just take a little bit of it. That's enough of it. And what I wanna do is I'm just gonna lather it over in that. You know, you just want a little wet. You don't wanna put too much on it. Let's give that wetness to it. Let me pull this back here. And I like to follow up, of course, with a little bit more of that lemon pepper, original lemon pepper seasoning with the sprinkle, because now you got that hot sauce, well, not hot sauce, I don't want you to take it hot sauce, but that warm, wet sauce on it, so it allows this lemon pepper seasoning to stick on it like that. Now take a look at that, guys. See how that, oh my goodness. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the rest of them. I'm gonna get it all plated up and I'll be right back. And there you have it, guys. Lemon pepper wet chicken tenders. Yes, the Prince of Lemon Pepper has spoken. And we gonna respect the lemon pepper in this recipe. Guys, this is beautiful, delicious. I already know, I hadn't even tried it, but I know it's gonna be delicious. So before we get into that quality control, the measurements and ingredients are all in the video description below, guys. So go check it out. If you need any of these items, click those links. They're in the video description below. Also, again, hit that applaud button, guys. Let me know that you really appreciate what I do. Also, hit that All Wings Everything merch. Until then, guys, let's go ahead and get into that quality control. Let's go. All right, so now it's time for quality control for the lemon pepper wet chicken tenders. I know you guys have been waiting for this. You already know I am the Prince of Lemon Pepper Wings. Whoever gets offended by it, oh well. Learn how to make these lemon peppers. All right, so take a look at this. Oh man, look at that crispy crunch. And look, watch what I'm gonna do. I got that lemon pepper wet sauce. I'll put some additional sauce. Let it go in there. Oh man, look at that. Oh wee. God, you know when you close your eyes, you know the food good when you close your eyes. Of course, it's already had some of that lemon pepper sauce on it, but we're gonna make sure that it's really wet. Look at that. Oh man. And look at it. Perfection, cooked perfection. God. And these chicken tenders, seasoned to perfection. If you go by the recipe, I'm telling you, you won't go wrong. You definitely won't go wrong. I don't know what else to say. But make this recipe. Make this recipe. And until then, I'm your cook, Spinelli, AKA the Wing King and the Prince of Lemon Pepper. Don't forget it. And I am out. Peace.